Has the single-stream recycling program lived up to its lofty promises, or have the numbers been manipulated to make it look better than it deserves?
Today, Clark County commissioners decided to find out. They authorized a performance audit of their recycling program, which was approved a few years ago, but is still unavailable to most county residents.
The I-Team's George Knapp has been looking into the recycling numbers and reports tonight about why the questions were raised in the first place.
It's hard to wrap your head around just how large the Apex landfill operation is, the largest in the country. On a scale with the Egyptian pyramids, big enough to handle all of Southern Nevada's trash for the next few hundred years. Last year, more than 2.7 million tons of garbage was dumped at Apex, an increase of 26,000 tons from the year before. At the same time, the amount of material that was saved from the landfill, recycled instead, decreased. How can overall recycling keep dropping and the amount of garbage dumped keep climbing, even though 200,000 homes in Southern Nevada are now served by single-stream recycling, a program that was predicted to increase recycling by 400%?
It's an amoeba. It's totally an amoeba. The numbers continually change. And you're probably going to hear a story that, we're recycling more than we ever did this year. They're going to tell you that, now we're recycling concrete. And because the Harmon came down, they got these big recycling numbers. And that's what you're going to hear. But what does the Harmon have to do with your house? Nothing.
For years, Steve Kalish was in charge of garbage collection in Southern Nevada, but he left the business 10 years ago. As a member of a county committee which studied the single-stream recycling program, he grew skeptical about how effective the program has been. The numbers generated by Republic Services show that the overall amount of recycled material produced by the company has grown steadily in the last few years, from around 50,000 tons per year to more than 90,000 tons. Kalish argues that the numbers are deceptive because they include commercial garbage, such as that generated by the hotels, and are not a true reflection of what the residential program has done.
There needs to be some separation of what did the single-stream program do residentially and how did it grow, and the commercial is a commercial.
Because so far, we're not getting the straight story.
I don't think we ever got the straight story, and the recycling committee couldn't get a straight story, and there seemed to be a very big push to get this thing going. It was like people were rushing, and I don't understand what the rush was.
Kalish thinks the push by Republic to reduce the number of weekly trash pickups was mainly a way to reduce the number of well-paid employees who work on the trucks. At least 2 members of the county commission have their own questions, so they added a discussion item to the agenda which called for a performance audit of residential recycling to find out what the true effect of single stream has been.
That it remains somewhat flat. If I'm wrong, I'd like to be proved wrong. It ain't the 500% increases that we were all told, and the 400% and the 600%.
Because I feel like it's good for the community to make sure that what we vote for and give someone a 20-year, 30-year, whatever it is, that the recycling numbers keep going up so that we are better with all those FDA standards and federal guidelines and what you stated in the very beginning.
But if the county wants to audit, that's fine. They're our customers.
Republic spokesman Bob Coyle admits the recycling numbers from single stream have been flat, but he says the company will soon be able to deliver what it promised because a massive new recycling center is now open for business. The company has not expanded single stream to most of the unincorporated county because it could not process that much material until now. All but 15,000 county residents still use the red, white, and blue boxes to recycle, even though the county approved the single-stream containers a few years ago. Kalish suspects a lot of material separated for recycling by residents ends up in the dump. Coyle admits sometimes that's the case.
There's some residual that we couldn't recycle. That
You store it?
No, that material, it's not recyclable. Either there's no market for it, or it's just plain not recyclable, or it was contaminated recyclables, back to the pizza box with the cheese and grease on it. That gets separated out. That's called residual. Yeah, that goes to the landfill.
Republic will now be able to add about 10,000 homes per month to the single stream program, but it will still take 3 years to cover everyone. In the meantime, commissioners authorized staff to develop a plan for how to conduct a performance audit to find out how single stream recycling compares to the old program, whether it was worth the loss of twice-a-week trash service. George Knapp, 8 News Now.
Republic Services says it's happy to work out the details of a performance audit. Once it kicks off, it'll measure recycling materials from thousands of homes in the county, comparing the old system to the new.